What's up guys, my name is Josh and today we're going to be changing the oil on a Honda Pilot. If you're curious how to do that, let's hop on in. We'll pop the hood. I'll show you guys how to get easy access to the oil filter, and then we're going to refill using 5 quarts of fully synthetic oil and a OEM Honda oil filter. First thing you're going to want to do is hop on in, crank the steering wheel all the way over. That's going to give you access to the oil filter. And you're going to want to locate your fill point, which is going to be right here. And this uses 5W20 for the oil weight. It's super easy to change on this. You don't even have to lift the car up, and right underneath the passenger side tire, if you crank that all the way out, oil filter is just right there. So you can easily just reach it right from the tire, and it's super simple. I can usually complete a full oil change on this car in about 10 minutes or less, and it's the exact same setup that was in like 2001 through 2006 Acura MDX, same 3.5 liter engine, same drivetrain, oil filter, everything's the same. So let's hop underneath the car, we'll drain the oil and pull out that filter and get this job done. And we're going to be using Mobil 1 full synthetic 5W20, so it's the proper oil weight. This is high mileage oil, so it has a little bit better additives in there to help condition the rubber seals on the engine to keep them from leaking long term. And then we're going to be installing an OEM Honda oil filter with a brand new crush washer to ensure that there's no leaking. This is the model number of the oil filter, and I will have a link in the description down below of where you can pick up the exact oil filter as well as the oil on Amazon. If you guys like OEM stuff like I do and believe it's better than aftermarket off-brand stuff, go ahead and smash the like button on this video. So we're going to be using an oil drain pan for the filter to catch the drippings from that, as well as the drain pan. So let's get underneath the car, come underneath here, and just right behind this front guard here, you're going to find your oil pan, which is right here, and it's right by the exhaust, and you'll see right here where it says engine oil. This is going to be your drain plug over here, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. That's a 17 millimeter bolt. Alright, so we got our 17 mil socket wrench, and let's go ahead and get that up here and break this loose. Alright, so we got our drain pan in place. This is loose. Let's go ahead and just unscrew this and let it drain into the oil pan. I usually grab myself a paper towel, so when this is ready to come out, I'll make sure I keep my hands on it so I don't drop it into the oil. And then I'll just do it right out of the way. I usually have a paper towel here, like I said, and I just set the drain plug there so I don't get it all over the garage. So we'll let that drain. Should take about 30-40 seconds or so. I did end up putting a jack underneath the car on each side, not because I couldn't reach the drain plug and do the oil filter, but I was having issues getting the camcorder underneath and having the right angle to actually film. So that's up to your discretion if you feel like you want to use them or not. It's not necessary, but it depends on if you can fit underneath the car like I can and reach it like I can. Go ahead and take off the old crush washer and install the new one. And we're going to torque this down to around 25 foot-pounds. Factory service manual calls for 29. I'm not going to use a torque wrench, I'm just going to do it by hand. All right, let's go put the drain plug back in here. Let's tighten down our drain plug. And this needs to be, like I said, right around 29 foot-pounds. I'm not using a torque wrench. I just know how tight it should be by feel. So there we go. Should look something like that. Quite a few different cars. We got a Sylvia S14. So I have an R32 GTR. That's my son's Mazda 6. And my Lexus IS250. So I do all the oil and maintenance myself. Okay, so we're gonna get under the car here, and we're gonna locate the oil pan. Let's go ahead and pop out this oil filter here, and I can usually just get it off by hand. Alright, it's loose. We'll just twist it out until it gets to where you start to see the oil kind of drip down. And I'll usually just let it kind of finish dripping. That way I'm not getting it all over my hands. Okay, it's pretty much done now. I'll twist it off. And one thing you're going to want to watch out for here, the actual rubber seal, the gasket. If you guys notice, it's still stuck on there. So you want to make sure that before you install the new oil filter, that if this occurs, you just pop it off, because you don't want two gaskets, because most likely it'll leak. And I usually just like to clean the mating surface where the new gasket for the new oil filter O-ring is going to sit against. Just like to wipe it down. If you guys have issues getting enough leverage to loosen up that oil filter, you can always just buy an oil filter wrench like this, and that'll give you additional leverage to clamp down and loosen and tighten. I'll have a link in the description down below as well for that. And before you install your new filter, what you want to do is take a little dab of oil, put it on your finger, and just rub it around the seal here. And that's just to lubricate the seal. That way when you're twisting into position, that you're not going to compromise and damage that seal, because you want to make sure you have a good oil seal. So that'll get it on nice and snug and keep it from leaking. And then what I like to do is I like to top off the oil in the filter. That way when the oil pump is priming the oil through the system, that it's mostly full, so you get oil back into your engine quicker. There we go, that's looking good to me. Let's go ahead and put our oil filter back on. Now I believe the oil filter is just as important to change as the oil, because it ensures that that oil circulating through your system is staying clean longer. Definitely helps your engine. Now that we've got our oil filter snug down, I like to usually just take a couple of paper towels and then just on this framing of the car, just wipe off all the excess oil. That way when you park it in your driveway or wherever, it's not leaking, dripping old oil off the body. And then it also keeps dirt and everything from the road sticking to your car. Oil fill cap is here, and go ahead and remove it. And we'll get our funnel and refill. I have a long funnel that can reach down into that hole, just like that.
I don't have friends, I got family.
The factory service manual does call for 4.5 quarts, so we're gonna go ahead and fill it to 4.5. So you gotta put a little bit more in. We still have about 2/3 of a quart left. Go ahead and put our oil cap back on. Now go ahead and we're gonna start the car and let that oil cycle through the system. I also like to inspect for any oil leaks. I like to inspect the filter and look around there, make sure if there's any leaks if you don't have any. I also like to inspect the drain plug area to make sure there's no oil leaks around that as well, which we are good. We're gonna go ahead and lower the jacks all the way down. We can shut off the engine. Dipstick is just right here on the front of the engine, this little orange tab. You can just pull that out. What I'm gonna do is wipe it first. So we're gonna wipe it. So that way when we put it in the hole, we wanna make sure that it's all the way to this top. The top line here is full. So put it down in there all the way till the handle's all the way in, and then just pull it right back out. And we are right at the full level, so this is perfect. Make sure when you guys are checking the oil dipstick level, make sure the car is on a flat surface or flat floor. That way you're getting an accurate reading. In here you want to inspect your fluid for your radiator reservoir overflow. This was low, so I topped that off. I'll usually top off my wiper fluid and inspect my power steering fluid as well as my brake fluid and kind of make sure they're all within the guidelines. Other than that, you should be good to go. You guys are wondering what it costs to pick up the oil and filter. It's about $30 to do it all at home yourself, and it's simple. I like doing oil changes myself so I can ensure that the drain plug and the oil level and everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be, and then I'm not going to have any issues with my cars. Alright, last thing we're going to do here is reset the oil life. And to do that, little knob on the inside here, you're going to push that and hold it. And you have to hold it for about 10 seconds. And then you'll see the oil life light will start to flash. And you push and hold it again. And it will reset. There you go. 100% oil life. And now this thing will let you know next time you need to change your oil. Had a fun day out in the garage working on this Honda Pilot. This is one of my son's girlfriend's cars. I decided to give her a hand to help her change her oil because we could do it at home ourselves for about 30 bucks versus her taking it to Valvoline. I think they wanted like 75 plus tax. So 20 minutes of my time saved her like 45 bucks. Well guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed watching me change the oil on the Honda Pilot. If you guys got anything out of this video, if you found it helpful, smash that thumbs up button down below. It really helps. And consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.